I started this podcast as a way for us all to connect with the people we live alongside. Growing up in a small town, I learned that connections go beyond blood. They're built through shared experiences, friendships, and the moments we celebrate together.
And so you can kind of see how the
I was going to say you had
agriculture and the education started to mesh together. Doug Webb was my ag teacher.
Okay.
And he pulled me aside while I was going to college one day, and he's like, you should think about this. Most teachers have their summers off, but agriculture teachers don't, because that's when agriculture's happening. Lehi started to boom at that point, and they needed another teacher.
Okay.
So Doug's like, you should interview. And so I came right out of college and came right back to Lehi. And he really just opened my eyes, took us to state conventions and to leadership events, and those kind of things, which we hadn't been doing before. My favorite age is high school. Okay. Even though I work at a junior high now, it's fine. It's not the maturity level that the high school kids get. It's the largest youth organization in the country. Yeah. And I think that's because whether you're in a rural community and you really want to focus on like the skills that come with the actual like animal husbandry or the plant science or that kind of stuff, or you want to focus on the leadership side of things.
And what I've heard, I guess, too, also is that it's not only, so I think of jobs on a farm, right? But it also could be, hey, there's a lot of big corporations that are selling to those people, and they maybe need those guys that understand the logistics of.
The FFA helps tie in the other part to it so that they can walk out and really be businessmen and women.
What would you tell a kid that's maybe, hey, I'm not interested in animals, I'm not interested in that kind of stuff? Is there a place for somebody like that in FFA in some of those classes?
Floriculture classes, and then the natural resource and the equine science. Like, I'd be hard pressed to find a kid that couldn't be interested. We have a really good relationship in Alpine right now with MTech.
Okay.
So we have a lot of kids that go over to MTech and pursue quite a bit through them. There's a lot of diesel mechanics and those kind of things.
I think it's a more healthy way of looking at education. Because there's not only one path, right? Yeah. Again, specialization, I'm a big believer in it. Like, the world will pay you if you get really good at something, right? But get good at something and choose what that is. And so I like that. My guess is that's what FFA is trying to help. And I guess maybe expose kids to different areas where they're like, hey, I didn't know I was interested in X, Y, or Z. Or, hey, I wanted to go this path.
There's a lot of education systems outside of the U.S. that are just really core based, right? Sure. With math, science, and English. Yep. Your sports, your agriculture, all those kind of stuff are community based. And I don't think they get the exposure where a kid can go and get a comprehensive exposure to everything. I've seen a lot of kids that have found really incredible futures because of skills that they had, being able to communicate and talk. And 11 years of something is a long time.
Sure.
And it was a little bit of half and half of looking for a shift of, I need to do something different.
A new challenge.
As well as we had been running so hard to manage that organization that there was a little bit of, I'm tired.
Sure.
And really, there wasn't an ag teacher there, and so there really was a time frame for those 7 years that I was pretty much disconnected from the FFA part of things. When you're a teacher, a lot of your life is like really ruled by a bell.
Sure.
And so I've enjoyed, even though the bell rings and I've got to be out in the hall and I'm trying to help keep a lid on the place, right?
Yeah.
But if I can't get out, then I don't have to get out. It can be a heavy day when by the time you find out this kid's struggling because of this divorce situation, or this kid's struggling because dad's gone to jail. And so it's that kind of stuff. I just wish we could tailor it better to kids, and I hate to always come down and say it's about the money.
Sure.
But if we had more money, if I was in charge and there was a magic wand of money, I would make class sizes smaller, and I'd want to be able to help tailor that education more directed towards individual rather than teaching the masses. A 12-year-old will generally always pick Minecraft over exploring something educational. It's like I haven't had to do math, written math forever, but I'm also like, the minute I'm at the barn and I'm trying to not have my phone and I'm trying to figure something out, I can just do it on the computer. AI can just tell me how to do this, and helping them understand. You might not think it, but there's times when you're not going to have your artificial intelligence. 10 years ago, we were teaching kids how to make websites, and now you can just have AI make you a website.
If you compare chopping a tree down, an axe works, but a chainsaw works better, right? And so, but you still got to chop down the tree, right? You still got to do it. And so I would assume AI will continue to be that tool that can help us in that regard.
What stressed me out then probably didn't need to, but I think we're all like, wherever we're at in our life, like the older we get, the wiser we get, the more we realize that,
Of course,
that those things didn't need to stress me out. We need agriculture, and as much as there can be such a disconnect, I encourage anybody with youth that are listening to make sure that a kid maybe finds an opportunity to take a class in that realm while they're young, just to help them understand just the importance of agriculture. I don't think there's a better way to raise kids than to have the responsibility of caring for animals.